So about a few months ago, actually in like August or September, I was building a VS Code extension application that would have AI in it. And so the idea was that it would have like an interface where it could help the any software developer, help them brainstorm with the code, do all that autocomplete stuff, but also this would be the main feature, is that it would be able to search on the internet. So in the sense that like if you as a developer think, oh wait, hold on, I forgot how this function works, or oh wait, why am I getting this error, or something like more complicated than how a function works, like why am I getting this error or whatever, then you could just ask the AI model. It would scour all Stack Overflow like forums and all Reddit forums and all the like the documentation forums, and then it would output to you, this is why, this is why, this is what you should change, and stuff like that, according to latest news, latest versions, etc. And it does sound like a great idea on paper, because okay, that's something new, that's something that doesn't seem to be on the AI app market right now, and so it seems like it's actually a pretty good idea. But the caveat, I don't ever say that, but the caveat is that I had to learn a new language for it. So C sharp, that's the language that you have to learn for it, and also to make VS Code extensions through C sharp, and learn how to make it like, with the VS Code extension API or whatever you call it. And I I already like Python Flask, and I already know it quite well. I've been doing it quite well. And I kind of intuitively know it now, as in how it works. If you are struggling with something, you can get an integration of it like Flask Socket IO or Flask Security or Flask Forms or something like that. I kind of intuitively know how it works, and I know how Python works. And so the trouble is, I'm trying to create an absolutely new application through a new language. And it's like, when you're a child, you learn languages easier. And then if you're trying to learn any new language later, it's way harder. So that's pretty much what's happening. I'm like looking at all these things, like what the syntax, all of it, how it looks, like the private, public, the way classes are structured within one another. And I also have to learn how to build it like through VS Code, not just regular C sharp, but VS Code C sharp, if that makes sense. And that's difficult. And I didn't even really enjoy it. I didn't really like the process of kind of like, I'm personally the type of person that I will do what is required to get it done, and I won't really regard whether I liked it or not, like the activity itself. If it's required for me to do what I want to do, then I will do it. But here it was just unnecessary because I already have good resources. I already have the ability to build some kind of application through Python Flask, and it's just a way more logical option. Why would I try to switch that up when I already have like some skills and some knowledge about it? And so, yeah, it just like slowed everything down. And it was not, of course, while this is not the only reason, the fact that I chose C Sharp and VS Code contributed to one of the reasons as to why I thought that I shouldn't actually continue building this VS Code extension. I just kind of looked at it from a side and I thought, wait, hold on. I could actually be doing something else because of the fact that, you know, I don't really like C Sharp and building anything in VS Code, at least now that I've understood it. While it is a case of shiny object syndrome, it's also a case of sometimes understanding things as you go through that shiny object syndrome, if you are correctly aware and correct in your self analysis. And so I just learned that uh, I should just go with what I have. I would way more rather try to figure out how a Python Flask error is resolved than a C sharp error, because to me C sharp seems more like vaguer. And while it is true that you know new skills are required, you have to like learn new skills if you want to adapt as a developer. It's not required if you already have other skills and that you can rely on that are going to do the job well anyway. It's like it doesn't matter also what tech stack you use, of course. I mean, that's kind of, I think that's basic knowledge, is that you don't have to use something that may be trending in the tech space. So yeah, I just wanted to tell you about that. Maybe you're also building something and you thought, wait, hold on, I also kind of don't like what I'm doing right now. I would much rather use a different language, use a different like setup, environment, everything like that. And I would way more rather do that because I would build an app better there. So maybe that's something to consider. Obviously, don't switch just because of that, but consider that. And thank you. If this helped anyone, great.